I said, I think your dogs are cute. I think that is nice. I think your family's cool. I'm like trying to kick it with you forever.
Will you marry me? Amen.
Bro.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
Start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. Welcome back to Wild Til 9.
I just screamed for 30 seconds and Jeremy told me that it was too much. So here's me telling you that I just screamed for 30 seconds for the beginning of this podcast.
I feel like we should start out with the cheers.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have a speech?
Do I have a speech? No. Last time you tried to make me do a speech, I started crying.
Cheers.
I tried to bring my mic with me so
Yeah,
that
I
I
could
could
tell.
sound. Yeah.
Wow.
You're supposed to drink.
You drink champagne like a juicy juice?
No, I was trying to give the audio listeners some
In case there was any ambiguity,
experience.
that was the future Mrs. Lewis's mouth noise. Oh, enough. Oh my God.
It's too late now. You can't go back.
If I had a nickel
No
for how
take
many
backsies.
for how many times I've thought that in last week. Wow. Welcome to 2023.
Welcome back to the podcast hosted by Lauren and fiance Jeremy.
I wish we had sound effects.
I know. I already miss saying boyfriend Jeremy.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you fucking dare.
No.
I paid too goddamn much. I will be fiance Jeremy from now on. I would like to say that I don't know where to begin, but that'd be a lie.
Okay.
I know right where to begin.
Where do you want to begin?
I feel like watching the last episode.
Oh my, there was nothing funnier than listening to that episode back after already being engaged, having then realized that Jeremy is the girl boss gatekeep gaslighter of the absolute year.
Don't have to get toxic if you stay toxic.
That might be the funniest podcast that we've ever posted. Like, hands down, that might be the accidentally
How do you think I felt doing it?
funniest podcast. Yep, and now I'm like, are you a psychopath?
I'm not kidding. The amount of times I thought to myself, like, I need to double down on Jim from The Office looking at the camera. Because if I don't, people are going to think I'm an actual fucking psychopath.
Oh, I don't know how you did it. I genuinely don't know how you did it.
I mean, the same, it would be difficult had it not been before and after a month and a half of me doing basically the same thing every day in real life.
Right.
I mean, I was playing 2 to 3 different realities at all times for 2 months straight. And I got to be honest, worth it, of course, but very stressful. Like towards the end,
yeah.
Like thank God it happened when if I had to go like another
week,
or
a couple of other episodes of the podcast even,
I would have
oh my God,
really been in a tough situation.
No, that was truly, that episode is truly a work of art.
Oh, by the way, we got engaged.
Oh my God.
So for people who don't follow us on social media, which now's a great time to fix that.
We got engaged.
We did it. Wait, babe. We did a thing.
Oh, I'm going to take this ring off right now.
I'm not kidding. When not that I said that on purpose by any means, but when you were going through it, I was like, oh, yeah, that is pretty.
No, watching that episode back was one of the single-handedly most, I can't decide if I felt, it was hysterical, absolutely hysterical. But it was just like, oh my God, an hour and 10 minutes of gaslighting, and a little more gaslighting.
Well, fun fact, in my phone, so I had a full-on Notion board that went through all of the different like checkpoints.
Really, a Notion board?
I did.
I love that for you.
Well, I had notes and checkboard.
Yeah.
Checkboard. I had notes and Notion, both. And one of my notes, it was Operation Spiral, because you spiral.
All the time.
Always.
Every day.
And in my Notion, it was Operation Gaslight.
I mean, the amount of both of those two things that were happening simultaneously over the last couple of weeks was just exponentially more than I've ever been gaslit or spiraled in my entire life.
There are very few times in a relationship's life when it is perfectly acceptable to mislead, lie,
fabricate,
emotionally project trauma. I mean, just all of the things to lead the person you love most in your life down an alley of
just
absolute
a path of lies.
bullshit.
Just lies.
This is one of them.
This is one of them. This is one of them, and it was worth every minute.
Thank you. Now that I've said that, now I don't know where to begin.
I know. We posted on the Wild Til Instagram account, just being like, we are filming the proposal episode. So any questions you want to ask, like, we're gonna recap the whole thing. Everyone was like, I want to know every single detail. I don't care if this episode is 4 hours long. I want to know everything. So instead of trying to just like go step by step, because that will, especially if I'm telling any portion of that story, will not be a smooth ride for anyone.
I honestly, if I had to listen to you retell how things went, in comparison to at least how I thought they went,
right.
I would jump off a cliff because you'd forget like the things that I spent so much time on.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Two, my God. Oh, actually, pause. Wait, I have a prop.
Jeremy has just sketchily re-arrived in the room with something. I don't know what it is.
No. So what's funny is hindsight's 20/20, but also in my case, a lot of the things that I planned out turned out to be good preparations.
Okay.
And so this actually, I never ended up giving this to you, but we'll get to this in the story. But the ruse of hiding most of this as a Christmas present was only made funnier by the fact that the card that I didn't end up getting you, because I don't know, for whatever reason it didn't matter, was actually themed. And I was going to write out what we were going to do the next day.
Okay.
But this was the card I was going to write it all on. Lauren's ever seen this before.
OCD, obsessive Christmas disorder. Oh my God, this is also the most adorable card I've ever seen.
Because if anyone knows Lauren at all, planning anything that does not involve her also being part of the plans is near impossible. Like, I don't know what it would have been like to escape from Alcatraz or Guantanamo Bay or anything. It would have been easier than trying to plan something that you don't have any information on.
And we will get into this, but I just want to say that as we became closer to the potential possibility of there maybe being a proposal, I really let go of everything. Did I not?
There were a couple of times even that day where I was like, Lauren, stop trying.
No. I disagree, but we'll get into that. I want to keep this card. It's so adorable.
Lauren?
Yeah.
I bought it for you. You can keep it.
Look at this heartfelt message.
No. To be fair, you can read just as many words as if I actually went and wrote it, because my handwriting is illegible. I can't wait to hear these questions.
Okay, so I've organized the questions kind of in stages of timelines.
Okay.
So let me open my little. Okay, so I broke it down to pre-proposal questions, day of, and post-proposal / wedding.
Got it. Okay.
We have so much to talk about. It's literally insane. Like, I don't even. I
buckle up. If you
let's
need,
just get a snack, get a beverage.
This might be a 3 or 4 hour podcast. We'll find out.
It's gonna be fun.
We have sexy time scheduled for later tonight, so it can't be that late.
And I also just want to start off this podcast by saying that the lighting
looks great. You're right. The lighting does look great.
Yeah, Jeremy's really been going in on the lighting, and it looks really nice.
Yeah.
The second thing that I want to say for this episode is that one of the highlights. The whole day was literally like the fantasy dream proposal of my entire life. I could not have imagined something better, truly.
Thank you.
One of the best parts of the day was the fact that the pants that you wore gave you the most out of control dump truck that I have ever seen. And we have over 300 photos of a thicky dumpy to prove it.
What's funny is that you thought 2022 was going to be the year of the dump truck for you.
Yes.
Little did you know, all 17 squats that I did throughout the entire year were just enough to get my dump truck back in order.
The amount of comments and replies on the photos that I got that were like respectfully, why is the ass so fat? ?
They could have talked about you.
The Lululemon pants that you wore on proposal day gave you the hugest ass in the entire world.
Okay, did they give me the hugest ass or did they accentuate?
They're holding in all the right places.
Right.
They're holding in all the right places.
Right. I mean,
and I love that for you.
I love that for us.
I love that for us.
You're
honestly.
marrying a thick ass truck.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got pre-proposal, day of, and post-proposal / wedding. And so I think that this will more than enough cover the entire saga of Operation Spiral / Gaslight.
I'm thrilled. Honestly, now that it's over, I'm thrilled to talk about it.
I'm so excited because a lot of these questions I don't even know the answer to. Like as I was going through them.
But do you know how many like different like plans I had to have within the plans? Like depending on how things went, I had to be able to like, okay, now we're going this route.
I have so many questions.
Like I feel like I was like a director. It's like
we as an audience have so many questions.
Got it. Where to begin?
Okay, who was the first person to know that you were going to propose?
Ooh.
Like once it was like concrete plans, not like, oh, I'm thinking about doing it in December. Who was the first person?
Your parents.
Okay, and then how did that go?
It really well. So what's funny is I called them right, like before I purchased the ring, right? So like I found the diamond I wanted and like I found just about all of what I wanted, but like before I hit like purchase, I was like, okay, it's time to call. But when I called, we were actually going to see them in person in a few weeks.
Oh, right, to go to Toronto.
Right. So this would have been early October.
Okay.
And so we were going to see them in a few weeks. And so I was actually calling your mom to get a sense of like scheduling wise, like when we'd see them, what's going on. I just wanted to like get an idea. Like I didn't want to put it off if we weren't going to have enough time with you separate from us to be able to ask the question. But I also needed to get that question asked. So like I wanted to do it in person.
Oh, I see. To like ask, right? Because if we were only seeing them for one night in Toronto, would there be an opportunity? Because
Exactly.
like if I go to the bathroom at dinner table, like that's kind of like a
Right. I wanted more time. So
Yes,
I wanted to get a
yes,
sense
yes,
of what
yes.
the plan was. I didn't want to ask you what the plan was because then you're like,
Because then I'm spiraling. Yeah, I'm spiraling. 100%.
Yeah, that. So when I called, I was like, hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? Where are you? What are you doing? Like, are you alone? I was like, what are you doing? Right? Because like if they're like out with friends, I didn't want to like make it a big deal.
Totally.
And she goes, well, actually, me and Blabbermouth are here right now.
Blabbermouth is my dad, Greg, who cannot keep a secret.
Both of them there. And you're on speaker. And I was like, well, what a better time than...
No, nothing like the present.
I'm not gonna like, well, while you're both here. So I asked them.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get like finished with the question. Like it was like 3/4 the way through and they were like, yes. So, well, actually, they didn't say yes. They were like, oh my God, that's so exciting. Of course. Like, they were thrilled.
Yeah.
And they didn't say yes, which reminds me of...
Something, you will get to that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, so is that a yes? And like, I think that like the response was like, oh, well, yeah, of course. Like, oh, okay, got it. Great. How
There's
exciting.
your yes, there's your green light, there's your green flag.
Right. Because I felt like I was like, I received excitement, but I was looking for, this is a yes, right?
That's synonymous with a yes.
Right. So
but I understand that like the tradition, yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And so then we arranged that it would be 3 goats, 1.
The dowry.
Yeah. 1, you know.
Cow. And a bale of hay.
And hay. And that.
And a couple bricks.
And a Bitcoin. And I said it to him.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect. And I'm so glad that it was worth the trade.
So then, by the way, speaking of people lying to you, while we were all together in Canada.
I know! Everyone who I cannot believe my dad. You know what?
We had a full-on dinner.
It's my dad in person who sometimes struggles. If you just ask the right question, sometimes you can finesse an answer out of him by accident. But because we didn't spend that much time with them in person, I think we just did the event and then we went for dinner that night. I feel like he was in an ideal situation to not spill the beans.
Lauren, once again, some of your closest friends and family
liars
were able to look you right in the eyes.
I have such a funny story for Remy later on. Oh my God. I know, I'm so proud of my dad for keeping the secret. My mom would have sliced him up into 4,500 little cubes and sent him off to the bottom of the ocean or something for fish.
The point is, energy was great the entire time.
It was so good. Okay, and so this specific dinner that we keep referencing has such an integral part in this
or integral, but sure, integral. Yeah.
I go integral.
I know.
Remember, it was interchangeable.
We've looked this up. Integral's fine.
Integral sounds weird.
Okay.
Integral.
I think to myself, I'm getting married to a woman who says integral.
Well, I'm getting married to someone who says integral.
I'm so excited.
But, okay, so this specific dinner that we keep referencing has such an integral part in this. Okay, integral. So at this Toronto event, I did like a little speaking thing at YouTube Toronto, and a really cute jeweler who we actually talked about this before. We talked about the ring sizer. Oh my God. In an episode when we got back from Toronto, we talked about this ring sizer.
I've been lying to you for months.
I can't believe it. They had slipped this ring sizer in. We weren't sure if it was like a gag gift or they'd listened to the podcast or whatever. Anyways, when I jokingly, but like seriously measured my finger at dinner in Toronto, go ahead.
I do want to just throw out there, despite the fact that we all knew and your mom and I had talked about, everyone was like, we still didn't get that. When I tell you we didn't get it.
didn't get the job.
That's a God honest
like
truth.
Still, even with a ring order submitted,
didn't quite
did not understand
why that would matter.
I just, everything was so perfect. Like literally everything was so perfect. But thinking about how this is just like the most straight male thing that I've ever heard, to just guess the ring size, to spend so much money, an insane investment, one of the biggest that you might make. And you know, the
certainly the most expensive thing ever buying you.
Right, exactly. And you guessed the ring size, Jeremy?
I knew, okay, but here's the thing. I had things to go off of.
Okay.
Because I bought you a Cartier ring before. And so I looked up that ring size.
I don't wear that on that finger.
I know. But I bought you a bigger ring. Or no. I can't remember. The point is, I looked at that ring.
Yeah.
And then I looked through all the other information I had, which wasn't really that much. And I decided, you know what? 5. It's a 5. It's going to be a 5. It's great. And I called the ring person. I was like, hey, if this is, it needs to be smaller, bigger, like, is there going to be an issue? They go, no. You could size it up like 2 sizes or 2.5 sizes or down 2.5 sizes without there being any problems. It's like,
that's
great.
a lot. I always heard that it was really hard to change the size of a ring.
Anyway, point is, I got you a 5.
I got me guessed.
Which is pretty close. I would have got it on there.
Do you know how sad I would have been and how
So I guessed on the wrong side.
Guess on the wrong side. I feel like a ring that's a little bit too big is okay.
Totally okay.
It's totally okay. The ring on the other side feeling a little stuck and giving you like the sausage finger
which we've all seen. We've all seen.
Is not as exciting. It's not as cute, and not that it like detracts from the entire day, but it's not my favorite look on my finger, to be honest.
So when the ring sizer happened to be in the gifting and you at dinner go, just so everyone knows,
I'm a 5.5.
I'll read you the email.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm learning so much. We as the audience are so excited about this episode.
All right, let's see.
What is the first thing you do when you wake up?
Tell you how much I love you, that you're beautiful.
Look at my sparkly new ring.
That I feel like being patient today.
And loving. Is it checking up on your credit score? I didn't think so. Well, Chime is here to do just that for you. It's the new year, y'all, which means it's time to get your finances in check and set goals for your future. Checking your credit score really helps you keep track of how you're doing and shows you what you need to do to improve. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Building credit can be really hard to do when you're first starting out. I know firsthand just how difficult it is to build credit and just how important it is. And that is why we love that Chime is here to help.
Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an increase of 30 points on average. All of this with no annual fees, large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. So start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank NA pursuant to a license from BCUSA Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary and some users' scores may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply except at MoneyPass ATMs in a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Michelle, I've got it. So this is at, hold on. This is at 9, 10. This is at 11:04 p.m. So this was at dinner, right?
Right. Yes,
so we're out with your parents at dinner.
Yes.
I literally ran to the bathroom. I go, Michelle, I've got a big problem. I just found out Lauren is a size 5.5, not a 5. If there's any change, if there's any way to change the size, please let me know. More than happy to pay any fees. You can charge either credit card I sent you either over previously. Apologize for the inconvenience. Appreciate your help. Please let me know. This woman, Michelle Adams, she writes back to me the next morning at 6:43 in the morning.
Wow.
Very next morning. And she just goes, I see that Jennifer was able to update your ring size while I was out. So that it was
So in between, in those 7 hours.
Yep. We'll let you know as soon as Lauren's ring is ready.
Oh, that's so nice. Yep. That's so nice.
I don't know how they did it, but yeah, amazing. Yeah.
That is the most straight boy thing that you have ever done. And the fate of the...
Wait. That or when I clear my nose in the shower and make that really disgusting like hawking loogie noise.
This is entirely unrelated to the proposal, but I have two straight boy things that I just feel like are like just that. Blowing your nose in the shower, just like into your hands.
Yeah.
And also
nothing clears your nose that better.
Watching a straight boy put on chapstick is one of my all-time favorite, funniest things in the entire world.
I don't think I understand. I put on chapstick like everybody else does.
I don't even need to elaborate any more than that. Lots of ring questions.
Okay.
The 4 C's. We've got cut, color, carrot, clarity. Right?
Thrilled.
Ah, yeah. Didn't even have to buy a ring to learn that.
Okay. So first off, I would... What?
A lot of people were going to ask if it was the ring that we looked at together. It was not. And this one is much larger.
Okay, so let's just go
and
towards...
I love every extra carat that got added onto it.
Okay,
so... And every extra sparkle.
So, going into this, quick history lesson. This is try number 2 on this. And I learned so much the first time around that like, I don't, like for this being one of the bigger purchases that guys probably make often,
right?
You really don't get much practice before you go and do it.
And also it's a big investment.
It's a big investment, right? So it's like the idea of spending 3 months of your salary, which is like the old adage of like 2.5 to 3 months of your yearly salary.
Right.
You put towards this. You could do more, you could do less, doesn't matter. That's just like what my mother told me 20 years ago.
Right.
And so when we went ring shopping, we went to a bunch of fine stores or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you wanted a gold ring. And for whatever reason, every store in Los Angeles just doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, because we learned that anything that's not white puts like a color cast into the diamond. And like one of the 4 C's of the diamond, you know, or the 2 C's, cut and clarity and color and all that stuff. Like the goal of a perfect diamond is to be entirely crystal clear with no flaws or whatever. Right. So adding anything yellow next to it is obviously not ideal.
Big no-no.
It's a big no-no.
Well, just like it kind of negates the whole thing.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so guys or ladies or really anyone listening, the thing that I learned throughout my last process to now is that brand name means nothing. Nothing. So like the last engagement ring I bought was at Tiffany, which was fine. Like I bought that because it was like, oh, I'm sure their diamonds are nice.
Yeah, right.
And they are. But like what you buy,
right? The markup that Tiffany's can add onto the same diamonds that you could buy from someone direct.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Like insanity.
Right.
Nuts. So this time around, we went to a bunch of stores in LA and actually we went to Tiffany and I don't think I've ever had a worse experience.
No, Tiffany's was the worst customer service we've ever. I felt so offended and unwelcome all at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a horrible experience.
I'm trying to spend money. You know, it's fine. We'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we went to a bunch of spots in LA. And so we had gone to Brilliant Earth actually. And we'd tried on, because they were the only ones that had like gold bands.
They were literally one of the only places that we could find that had gold bands to try on with diamonds.
And I remember, like, we were trying stuff on because you had a gold one, but like, weren't all the diamonds actually the cubic zirconium? They weren't even real?
No, the ones that we looked at were real.
I don't think they were. I think they were cubic zirconium, and then she brought out diamonds later from the bags.
Oh, yes, right. Because she had to like, it was the whole security pass off thing.
Right.
Yes.
So like, we were trying on a bunch of rings, and so like, you went through like 3 or 4 that like, oh, maybe I like this, maybe I like this, and then like, literally the last ring you tried on was the gold band with a just simple setting with a round
solitaire setting. Yep.
Which is what you thought you always wanted, like all along. But like we finally like got it on your hand.
I had to try on a few because remember we tried on the pave band and we were like, oh, this is really pretty as well too.
Yep.
But I had to like, I really, really recommend going ring shopping with your partner because that truly made it so much clearer. Like, because this is the perfect ring. And I feel like because we went ring shopping, I know that it's the perfect ring.
100%. And also like, you don't have to, like when you go ring shopping, which we did in what, May, June? Wasn't like next month you got a ring.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a crazy long time, but like there's no reason to like not go now, even if you don't plan on doing it for a couple months.
Right.
At least my thoughts anyway.
Yeah. No, I feel like a lot of guys feel that way as well too.
Right. So we went And so you were trying on all these like ring sizes, these carat sizes between like 1.5 and 2. And like, I looked at my budget and I looked at what like you had on. And I remember even telling the person, I was like, okay, so do you have anything larger? And so in my head, I was like, okay, I would like to.
That one was so sweet. Though, like she was really just trying to get you a deal.
Totally.
She was trying to get you a deal, babe.
And I was like, I appreciate you. We can quadruple that price and still be in the budget.
I don't think that we tried on anything higher than a 2.1 carat diamond.
We didn't. I can tell you, it was actually wasn't even 2.1. It was 2.0 something.
Right.
So, and I looked at on your like hand, going back to my like scientific measurement of the ring size, and I thought to myself, I actually don't. So like, I think everyone's like, oh, the bigger the diamond, the better. I looked at your hand. I looked at you like, and just like, okay, I don't think that anything bigger than a 3 carat would look good.
It starts looking costumey, I feel like sometimes when someone's rock is like so massive.
Right. So I was like, okay, I want between a 2.5 and 3 carat diamond, but I also want that diamond to be colorless. And I also want that diamond, most importantly, above anything, to be the very best cut possible. And there's a difference between cut and clarity. Clarity is the whole, like, if there's imperfections in the middle
If there's flaws,
right?
like little chippies.
Right. And we're talking about things that like the naked eye probably can't see.
Literally.
And the cut of it is like of the however many facets, right?
59.
Of those facets, like, are they cut to precision? Because if they're not cut with precision, or if the diamond's like depth is off, it doesn't like bring as much ring, like light through it. And so this is not sponsored. They did not pay me at all.
You're like, I actually paid them a lot of money.
But I went online to look at like, because it's such a simple ring setting for the most part, I wanted to like find a store or a vendor that the diamond itself I felt most excited about. So I was looking for 2.5 to 3 carats. I was looking for a colorless diamond, and I was looking for a VVS 1, actually VVS 2 or better. Are you with me? And so I looked everywhere, and I looked at like James Allen, I looked at Blue Nile, I looked at Harry Winston, I looked at De Beers, I looked fucking everywhere, week after week after week. And there's only so many diamonds that like were easy for me to understand whether or not like actually like it was like all these like, yes, you could filter them out and find them, but it was like the cut is so fucking hard to figure out because as a guy, I can't read the diamond reports. And I found in the depths of Reddit and diamond reviews and all this place, there's one website and one company that kept getting solid reviews from like real reviews. You could tell people like actually wrote these things.
Right.
White Flash. That was the name of the company, based out of Texas, Houston actually. And I went to their website, and no offense, Wild Flash, obviously I love you guys. That website looked like it fell out of the 1930s. I mean, like my MySpace.
I almost feel like that's like a sign of quality product.
So the website itself was like, this is garbage, no way.
Right.
But the thing that they did that at the time and still to this, like to now, like I didn't see anywhere else, was they had these like views of diamonds that were above and beyond what any other like site was doing. Couldn't tell you what those are, like name wise, but like they would like throw like different ultraviolet like violet rays through it and give you like this like scientific like look at these diamonds.
Yeah, no, they showed you like the little like because Jeremy showed me the website afterwards, like the like basically not like
spectrum,
not like an infographic, but they give you like a little like graphic view in
like an ultraviolet,
like an illustration with different like light.
The brilliance versus the sparkle. I'm not. So it was like, and what I did was like, I looked at the reports. I go, why would you need these reports? And basically, it was like this. These are the reports where it's like the receipts. It's like beyond just like the bare minimum of like what you have to come through with it. These are the things where it's like, if you want to prove that this diamond is what it is, you don't have to give this to anybody. That's not like industry standard. This company just does it specifically for this line that they called a cut above. There's a cut above diamonds like that were like specifically like hand looked at by their like the folks there that were like, okay, this fits a very specific model, which is the top like 1% of all cuts. I was like, okay, so if I can find a diamond that's within 2.5, 3 carats, is colorless, and is one of these, I'll buy it. And I'm not kidding. I found it late at night. You were actually here.
Oh my God.
And like I've been looking for fucking forever for like this like this stone. And when I found it, I'm not kidding. It was so late. There was like 1 or 2 in the morning. I like went in the chat and I was like, hi, I think I found a diamond that I really like and I want to buy it, but there's no way that this entire amount will go onto my credit card. Like there's no way I have this limit. So can I like give you 2 credit cards so that way like I can split it over? And she's like, oh yeah, for diamonds that price, we don't run it anyway. So like just throw that in there. Someone will follow up and they'll ask for your pictures, your fingerprints, your social security, like all the things.
Yeah, your soul.
And I go, oh my God, I'm like, amazing, great. Go in, put my credit card information in there, right? Great, check out, hit send. I get an alert on my phone. Amex, I don't know who the fuck they think I am. Amex, my platinum card just goes, good to go. Charge the whole thing. I was like half
the
like
points that you just earned through that purchase.
But I was like, that just went through? I've never shopped at the store in my life. It's online.
It's in a different state.
I entered my credit card information in manually, and they go, good to go. Yeah, keep it swiping. And I was like,
you're like, should we get 2 of these?
I'm not gonna. I was shocked, not because I was like not expecting it to go through at all, because like, oh, they're gonna like reach out, and like I didn't even bother hitting the chat because I was like, I'll deal with this tomorrow. It was like 3 a.m, and I mean, it went through, so all good. But then it was like, I'm not kidding, it went through, and it was almost like because I had like chatted with the person, it was like, okay, I'm gonna submit this now, but it'll be real tomorrow, right? It'll be real tomorrow because then like I will actually have paid for it. And so like when it went through, almost it was like, oh, it's done.
Oh, I just bought a very large rock.
But now it's like, now I have to like make a plan.
Did you give me a little forehead kiss when you came to bed and were like,
I probably came to bed and you were like snoring and sweaty and like probably like said something mean to me.
And you're like, yeah,
and I was
that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But to follow up on that, my biggest issue with the whole thing was that your yellow gold ring on my colorless diamond that I just spent so much time finding was a little bit like, I'm not sure on this. So I had probably, I don't know, 17 conversations on the phone with the staff in Texas. And I was like, this is my only hang up. And I'm not kidding. They showed me 3 or 4 different settings. She put it on her hand. She got that diamond out and like put it like to like on hers to like kind of like show like the different ways. And then she was like, well, you know, there always is an option for us to like call the designer and the person's going to set it and see if they would custom like dip the prongs in white gold, keep the yellow gold, and send it back to us. Like, ma'am.
That's the answer to all the problems.
Swipe my card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she took care of it.
It's perfect. So it's like a little like tulip setting.
Yes.
And it's so cute.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
And
we didn't see anything like that.
Not to mention, like I said VVS 2 or better, and you got a VVS 1.
Yeah.
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 So like now you can have that ring forever. If you want to move it onto a colorless band in the future, great.
I feel like I'll always be a gold gal.
Life's long, but sure. Point is,
perfect.
it's what I wanted, and I'm glad that you're happy.
It's perfect.
So did that answer your questions?
Maybe.
How could that possibly? What did I miss?
No. Okay, yeah. Okay, we covered the ring questions. Actually, no.
And by the way, I made fun of like the website, but like, I'm not kidding. I looked at Blue Nile. I looked at James Allen. I looked at Tiffany. I looked at every one of like the big online. Like, I cannot tell you, not sponsored at all. Wish it was. I cannot tell you the quality of the diamond's dope. Like, it's amazing. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I cannot imagine for like a guy who knows just enough to be dangerous and nothing more. I don't know how they could have been more helpful customer service wise. And like the people that like are supporting you in those decisions, like couldn't have pushed me to like, they were not interested in pushing me to buy anything more. I even told them, I was like, listen, if this is like the amount of times they were like, we don't work on commissions here. And I believe them out of this world.
Right.
Like this woman named Michelle and another woman named Jennifer were so sweet.
That makes such a difference in customer service when someone's not on commission, just like with like the trust.
I don't have a referral code to send you that. I don't have a URL, but if you if you are looking to research what it is that you want,
great place to start.
The front page of the website might not look the most appealing, but when you get in there and start looking at diamonds and looking at what is available, I can't recommend going with someone who makes you feel more comfortable, which is what they did.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
When did the ring arrive and where did it go in the house?
It arrived on December 1st.
Oh shit.
December 1st. So right when we got back from like Thanksgiving and everything else.
Okay, yeah. So we got engaged on December 18th. So so it was in the house for like a second.
Yeah. So
it was in your office, right?
So Yeah, up in the top shelf in the back, whatever.
Right, where I definitely could not reach. But like, and also like, I would never also even go sifting through your shit to begin with.
But it's not that I had that, and I had to buy 8 bottles of Vouv, and I had like all this shit piling up for all the things that I needed. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like running like a drug ring up here. Like the amount of like a contraband that I was like shoving into the back of my closet before it was all over. And like, you know, it's just like, you don't think you're gonna go through there, but like, of course, like, oh, I was just looking for what are you looking for? What are you doing? So like, I had to like hide it all in just like discreet packaging all over the place. But fortunately, they offered, so like above a certain price point, they won't ship it to your house. So
no way. So where'd you, yeah.
So I shipped it to a FedEx location, and then I went and picked up that ring.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's probably better though. That feels like sketchy to like have that drop just like
sitting
on
at your house.
porch.
Or also like, but also if knock, order for Jeremy. Oh, yeah. It's Lauren. Yeah, my boyfriend. I don't want you to like grab it.
Yeah. Right. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. I'm sure that's happened so many times with other couples.
From some like there's smart. Like what's like the byline on it is like a company out of Chicago that's like completely different. Like I feel like I was like going on the Silk Road.
I feel like like companies who sell diamonds for engagements can't be stupid enough that like if the girlfriend were to Google it, it would rat them out. There's no way.
So.
Yeah.
It's like that in strip clubs that change their name on like the credit card statement.
Right. Exactly.
Both. It's basically the same thing.
From the beginning of having the ring to the proposal, how long was the planning process?
Well, I'd already started planning before I got the ring.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like I got the ring, right? And so like that would have been the beginning of November.
Yeah.
Because about a month, right? So it was like when I put the order in, I asked her, I was like, okay, straight up, I would like to do this sometime in December before Christmas. Yeah. Is that even realistic or possible? And she was like, this should be to you in 3 or 4 weeks. And so that was even with like a size change.
An unexpected size change and a custom dip at the prongs.
By the way, if the person who watches this podcast, or if the person who put that little ring sizer in there watches the podcast, please find a way to let us know who you are.
Because we owe you.
I owe you something.
Something for sure. Something nice.
Yeah.
Something nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I think those are all the ring questions. And then day.
Okay, I have questions.
What? Okay, go.
This is an interrogation.
This is a fiance Jeremy interview.
So, one, your thoughts on like the ring itself, right? I know you like it, but like when you saw the ring, do you remember what you thought?
I mean, I was like, holy shit, this is one bigger than what we tried on. And I feel like there are not many girls who would ever complain about having a bigger than what they tried on situation. But I just remember being like, oh my God, it's perfect.
What's funny is
and also, you know what? One of the first things I thought of too is like, wow, this fits perfectly.
I know you so well.
We like slid it on and I was like, oh my God, this fits literally so perfectly. Cause it was like a little bit chilly by time like we were taking the photos and it happened. And I was like, this fits so perfectly. And I know that it will fit perfect. Thank you so much to that jewelry company. We owe you so much.
What's funny is Mia had come over earlier in the week when you were in Big Bear. And I remember being like showing her. Yeah. She's like, can I put it on? I was like, actually, yes. I want to see it on in hand in person. And she put it on. She goes, this is fucking big.
I have deceivingly big fingers.
No, the diamond.
Oh, I think it's the band.
And I was
but also the band because I've got much bigger fingers than she does.
You do have deceptively large pinkies.
Yeah, thank you. I know.
And it's like, I was like, can you walk over there in the mirror? I want to see it on you. She's like,
I love that Mia tried it on before me. That makes me so happy.
She's like, can I but I was like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, but like, I saw it on somebody for the first time.
Yeah.
Because like, you can't tell in the pictures. Like they have 9,000
different. I know
4K
it's different.
Images of
you gotta
the
see
ring.
it. You gotta see it in person. Yeah.
But like, I was really guessing because you hadn't tried on even a 2.5 carat diamond. Right. So I was like,
oh yeah, like size wise of the actual carat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why in my head I was like, okay, if I saw 1.92 on her and that looked good, I know I can go another carat up before it like looks like crazy.
Costumey.
And by I know, I guessed, but I'm thrilled.
No, it's literally perfect. No, I remember opening it being like, oh shit, this is large. And it's perfect. It's perfect. Is that all the questions for me? Can we move on to day of proposal day question?
Yeah.
Okay, so the photos are just true. Like I feel like so many people do an engagement photo shoot afterwards, but our photos not only were so incredibly fast and efficient to the point where it didn't feel like it was like taking away from the actual moment, but are so fucking incredible. John and Joseph took the most perfect photos that I could ever have imagined and asked for.
we're like, I think both lucky, but also cursed being in Los Angeles.
Right.
Because like when it comes to options for what you want to do, they're pretty much endless.
Endless.
And of course, it's like, you know, budget comes into question. But like there are so many companies that do like setup for things or like if you go to Yelp, which I did, and type in wedding or engagement photography just to see what goes on.
Oh my God, endless.
There's so many just options. Like that's all they do.
Right.
And like they have packages for like what it is. But like the thought of doing a photo shoot with a photographer who brings the same props and shit to everyone.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
It's not for me. But also I think for some guys who don't have a vision for what they want.
Oh, I'm sure that package is perfect. Yeah, 100%.
Every single one of these proposal companies, and I'll get to like the roses in a second. Every single one of these companies that like specializes in capturing your perfect moment, they all have like a package for the like brainstorm. And like we sit down with you and go over different options.
Oh,
and
that's
I'm like,
so nice though.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I don't want your brainstorm. I'm going to tell you exactly how we're doing this damn thing. But it's like, it was almost as stressful as it is almost more stressful.
Right.
No, stressful as it is like, I guess less stressful in the sense that the only thing that I was working with was a short turnaround. Because by the time that I had like found the location and reserved that on Airbnb and had figured out, okay, got it, we can get like the roses and everything set up. When I was like looking at photographer options, I literally like, I started out every single one of the conversations outreach with, okay, so this is happening in a little over 2 weeks and it can happen on this day or this day. That's it.
Oh my God. And you know what? Like things could not have worked out better because the day before that it happened, like option 1 and option 2, well, because day 1 was the original plan, right?
Well,
like that
to
was
be clear, until I saw the diamond, and got it in my hand. Because if I got it and I didn't like it, we were doing it in December.
Right.
And like I told, like the wife flash knew that. Like if I didn't like it, I was gonna send it back. We'd do something else. So I got it and I liked it. So then like it starts the clock like December 1, right? But then it's like I want to find the location that I know it can happen. Because like I didn't think about like doing the whole like rental of the thing. But I realized more and more as I was trying to like walk through in my head like what the day, I'm like what the
flow would be.
Getting you.
Yeah.
The only way to get your type A ass without question.
This is half the questions.
I'm not kidding. To a spot
Yeah.
at a time was if I had reserved the whole location the day before and the day after for spillage. for breakage.
Overflow.
For under,
spiral.
over, for, babe, what have we just done? No. So like, it was like rings here. And then it took me at least a week to get the right location, closer to 2. And then I had another week or 2 to get the setting of it and the actual photographer there. Because I knew it would kill me if I didn't have great photos. But like I couldn't book a photographer until I knew exactly what day it was going to be.
Right, 100%.
So when I booked the Airbnb for a full weekend, as opposed to just one night, I then started reaching out to people. And of course, everyone's fucking booked. It's right before Christmas. And I'm looking for at least what I think are like top tier, like people that have such good vision, and all of their photographs, when I look through their portfolio, they all feel different. If anything looks like a Sears catalog, that's not what I want. I want like, because I'm going to tell them what I want it to look like, but then I want them to like take it from there.
100%. That's their job.
And so I'm not kidding. I looked back at my first go around wedding planner, who happened to be Mindy Weiss, who's like the queen.
She's like the wedding planner of LA.
The queen. LA. World.
I mean, 100% world, but she's like
Masterclass.
the queen bee.
Which, if you haven't already,
love,
go check out Masterclass. Like Masterclass, like she is the person who's talking about events and wedding planning on Masterclass. She's amazing. And so I looked through her, like literally just at her Instagram, like who's she working with lately? And I found plenty, but I found specifically like John and Joseph, who were based in LA. And so I found this Instagram account, which it's tagged on our photo if you want to check it out. And I reached out to them and I got nothing. Nothing for a little bit.
Crickets.
Nothing for a little bit. But the next day, or like later on, I got a response and they were like, yeah, we're out of town, but best of luck. And I was like, okay, got it. And like, so they hit me back like, actually, you know what? We can get one of our associates to do it on our team. And I remember I was like, okay, there are other options. I don't like them as much. And I sent the 5 options in my notes to Mia. I sent them to, I think, Remy. I sent them to a couple other people. Like here's all 5 options of like, and not that I know like they could be there or not. Like if all of these were on the table, who would you pick?
Choose? Yeah.
Every single one of your friends picked John and Joseph.
No fucking way.
Every single one. Every single one. It wasn't even close. I was like, oh, because there was one woman who's dope, but she's based in New York. I didn't know if she's gonna be here.
Yeah.
And every single person was like, John and Joseph, John and Joseph. I was like, fuck, me too. Okay, got it. And like that was like hands down my favorite.
Yeah.
And so when I reached out to them, whatever, and like they're like, we're out of town. And then it was like, okay, we can have an associate come. I was like, great. And well, I said, okay, if your associate, if you believe in their work as much as you believe in your own, okay, and you trust that, and you would trust them with this kind of like moment, I'll trust you because you work with Mindy. I know that like you work with some of the best.
Right.
Sounds good. And a week goes by, like we're going back and forth about this and that, everything else. And John ends up hitting back and goes, actually, I will be there with my associate. Yes, it was like amazing. Well, and like, cause I'd asked him, I was like, is one enough? Or should we get one with somebody else that can operate the drone, which no one's seen the footage of that yet. But it's like, I want this covered. I don't want it to be like someone running around and like not having some help.
Yeah.
And so what went from an associate to 2 associates went from associate and John himself, who like showed up and like obviously fucking crushed it.
Literally crushed it. It was so funny because like when it was all happening, we just have so many photographer friends that I always just like assumed that I would know who a photographer was.
Right.
Which and was like when it was happening, I was like,
which only made it harder because I couldn't pick anybody that you could recognize.
100%. Because I'd be like, oh, why is Jesse already standing down there on the beach? Like
Jesse? Vitaly? Bryant?
What are you doing what's happening here? But like when it was all happening, I was like, between tears, who are these people?
And so my psychopath ass, by the way, because when this thing was like being set up, right? And the whole point of like, of course, we'll get to the roses in a bit, but part of what the roses were doing was creating a big old fucking, if anyone's worked in production or performed or on stage, there's a little X where you hit your, like you hit your mark.
You hit your mark.
There's a mark. And I felt like I was doing it. By the time the thing was like all over, I felt like I was executive producing a small indie film.
It was. An indie romance.
Became a medium-sized indie film.
Right.
And so I was like, there will be literally be an X marks the spot, like where everything's going to be. You can point your fucking drone at it. And they're like, great to hear. Okay. And so I had told them, I had looked it up, sunset in Malibu was going to be $449 on the day.
And I feel like we're missing the context here is that, okay, so the first night in Malibu with the Airbnb, we just hung out, cooked, chilled, watched a movie, went to sleep. And the next day was, and this was all kind of like part of the Christmas present experience of whatever the whole weekend was in Malibu.
By the way, have we told anybody about the whole, like how I dropped this on you?
No, I feel like we're missing so much still. Like this is literally going to be a bajillion hour podcast.
But this is pre. Like,
I know.
Why don't you say the pre?
Okay. So we, obviously there's an entire episode on my mindset throughout Big Bear thinking that I was getting.
I can do it actually in 10 seconds or less.
Go ahead.
No, he doesn't love me. Never mind. Go ahead.
So watch the last episode because there's an hour and a half long podcast of me spiraling, thinking that I was getting engaged this weekend. Jeremy canceled the weekend being like, no, like your parents are coming the next day. Like we've got too much to do. And I was like, fuck, it's like, you're so right. It was like, so.
And just so everybody knows, the only reason I even told her that part was because I needed to know all of her plans, cancel them, and then pretend like I canceled the day, which is what everybody else saw.
Right.
Thank you for.
So it wasn't actually canceled, but he told me that it was canceled.
Yeah.
Did you know what? Did Remy know it was canceled?
No.
So Remy thought that it was still on.
No.
Remy also thought it was canceled.
It was important to me.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, you have to understand that your friends can only lie so well.
I know.
So it's like the person that was with you.
I have a funny Remy story about
this. I had to make sure that, as opposed to trying to like make her keep multiple realities going.
We were on the same, so you texted me, you said the weekend was canceled. I told Remy, I was like, oh, just kidding, never mind, spiral over.
And like, although Remy knew ahead of time what was going on.
Right. She really probably was like, oh, fuck, maybe it is canceled.
Oh, maybe it's canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, because like everyone was texting me going, oh, she's like spiraling. She thinks maybe this is going to happen. And I was like, no worries, I got this. You know what? Actually, babe, I thought something else was canceled. Never mind. And Remy
probably was like, oh shit, maybe it is canceled. So anyway, so Remy and I are living in the same reality that it's canceled. So we come home from Big Bear. I have my nail appointment. That was like a key part of like the initial spiral of this whole thing.
If it was up to me and Mia, you would have had those fucking Christmas nails.
I'm so fucking relieved that Remy was able to finesse the whole Perla situation because my nails are 1000% better. And they ended up being genuinely so fucking perfect.
I knew that was going to be too much of an indicator.
What?
I knew that was going to be the indicator.
But it all worked out.
No, but it's fine. But I remember like Mia was like, okay, like Remy like wants to call Pearl on this. I was like, honestly, I don't have the, listen, maybe that's okay. I'm not going to call Pearl and do that. If you guys think it's that important, that's fine. And then when she did, and then Pearl hit you and you then were like, oh, I think he's getting engaged. That's when I was like, I fucking knew it. Now got to gaslight 3 times as much. To make up, I have to cause more emotional
Operation
trauma.
Gaslight sport mode.
Just put the gasoline in the trauma to get her back to where I needed to be.
Light that shit up.
Yeah.
So anyways, and you know what? My Christmas nails were fine. There was like a red French tip with like gold like stars and a crystal
Merry Christmas.
little
Happy
gem.
Hanukkah. We're engaged.
It was Christmas. It was like very much Christmas. Where this is just like so anyways, so going into that nail appointment on Friday, and this is what started the initial spiral, is that I was like, oh my God, my nail girl changed the appointment to the day before we would leave for this Christmas, like quote unquote present trip. And so with that being called off, we went to that nail appointment. I went to that nail appointment being like, oh, fucking I can get whatever I want now because I'm not getting engaged. Let's go cow print. Let's go checker. Let's go sunshine, clouds and rainbows and smiley faces. Thank fucking God I didn't try and do anything crazy. Mostly because I just like didn't want to sit there for 3 hours because like my Perla is so incredible that she'll spend like,
by the way, Perla knew. So like,
I know Perla knew. So she would have
nudged you
would've-
back this way. I'm not kidding. When you went to like go take a pee in the middle of it, and I was like making a drink or something, I just looked over and
to Perla.
and she goes,
she was amazing. She knows she handled it. Because I even asked her, I was like, oh my God, is everything okay with like your family? Because she was like, oh, I have to go like see my sister early for Christmas.
as one does.
Yeah. And it all just, and so anyway, so I went to the nail appointment though, being like, oh, I'm just getting like Christmas, like not like Christmas nails, but like New Year's nails, like something sparkly. And it ended up being like, I did future me such a solid on that day.
Yeah, you sure did.
My God, thank God.
You sure did you?
No, but Perla didn't even have to like nudge me in like a weird way. You know what I mean?
There were plans underneath the plans.
No, I know. Thank God.
Had you acted out of line?
And I appreciate that.
Remy almost wanted to tell Perla to tell you when she got there.
Yeah.
She only had time for like a single color. I was like, Remy.
That's so fucking funny.
Walk it
Oh
back.
my God, I love Remy so much.
Like, listen, we'll take the Christmas nails off, but if she puts fucking cow print on,
what you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
We can nudge as much as we want.
So Tiff's engagement party was that night. And I just want to be very clear, Tiff got engaged at the end of August.
Forever ago.
Yeah, forever ago.
Yeah. By the way, which only made it harder because there was only so many fucking days between when I got the ring, got a place, and Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. There was a 36-hour window.
Literally.
That I was allotted from all of the festivities to get this thing done. Otherwise, it would have been in the middle of the living room.
It probably made it easier though for like Tiff to be so focused on her engagement party though, to like have one other person out of the loop. You know what I mean? Because she was so caught up in her own plans and that stuff. So anyways, so that was on Friday night. Saturday morning we wake up and I was under the impression that we were doing something Christmas related on Saturday. Wake up on Saturday morning. Jeremy's like, pack your shit. We're leaving for 2 nights. We've got the plans covered for the dogs. Like someone's coming over. We've got it all.
A critical part.
What's the critical part?
The beginning of me doubling down like a psychopath. I go, okay. I realized because of the way that you were acting and what your friends were saying to me.
Oh my God. Yeah, go ahead.
I told you it was canceled because I could tell you were getting all excited because you thought I was an engagement or whatever. And like, that's kind of like fucked up. And like, that's my bad. So like, I didn't want you to get your hopes up, but like, we are doing this. And like, I was like, listen.
Gaslight.
When everybody zigs, you zag, baby.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, I knew that you were getting excited about it. So like, I wanted to put it up. Like, we are doing this, but like, it's a Christmas thing.
But it's a Christmas thing.
And you were like, really?
And also too, like, so like one of like the biggest questions that like, did I know that it was happening? And like the answer is no. Okay. So day one, we just cooked, we stayed in, we watched a movie, whatever. And Jeremy was kind of like operating through the weekend, being like, you get to know things for the weekend on like a need to know basis as they're happening so you can't spiral.
I told you there were activities.
There's activities. You actually literally use the word engagements.
I did. I looked you straight in the eyes.
Like a fucking psychopath.
We have a couple engagements later in the evening.
Yeah, we have an engagement. We have a daytime engagement and we have an evening engagement. And you'll want to wear something. I brought 2 outfits because you're like packed for like a nice dinner.
So part of my plan was I was like, all right.
And that's how you got me out of volleyball practice outfit.
Lauren stays in volleyball garb. It's your thing.
Volleyball garb.
Yeah. It's like 8th grade running out of practice in your mom's van.
Yeah.
That's what you're wearing.
As we've coined it.
At all time.
Yeah.
Hair, makeup, maybe. Shoes, sweatpants, yes. Or spandex.
No, spandex. It's the Lululemon 6-inch shorts.
which should be 4, but we'll talk about it later. It's fine. Anyway, point is, so I specifically told her on Saturday morning, I go, we've got 2 fancy things that we're doing throughout the weekend. So bring 2 nice outfits. With the thought, the only intention here being, if she brings 2 options,
one of them's going to work.
one of them's got to work. And if I had seen what you were putting in your suitcase, like it was like totally off, I would have probably bullshit more.
Because I also was just like there was a big part of me that was like, he has gone through whether or not there was any like scent of proposal. I was like, you've gone through the effort of planning like what's going to be an incredible weekend with like plans on plans on plans. So like, I'm going to let you guide me through this. So like I pulled 2 dresses and I was like, are these good? And
I looked at one and then she held up this other like white champagne thing that was perfect. And I go, you know what?
Yeah, that one's good.
That one's good. Yeah,
that's perfect.
I turn around and go, fuck yeah.
I know, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was truly, and like, this is not to be like, hey, everyone should hoard their clothing, but this was one of those moments where I'm like, God, I'm so glad that I didn't purge the shit out of my closet, because it's kind of like a cute, like formal dress, but now.
By the way, you can purge now.
No. What if I need it? What if I need it? What that was literally like packing that suitcase, being like, you know what, there's like a tiny chance that something might be happening this weekend. And like, I'm so relieved that I've got like some nice champagne colored dresses to choose from. And this is the reason why I hoard clothing. This right here.
Great.
So anyways, that's kind of how the weekend went, and how the proposal day unfolded was, and again, this is all under the Operation Christmas Present impression. Ruse. And so it was kind of like, Jeremy was like, I don't like picnics and I don't like taking pictures. So for your Christmas present, we're going to do both. And that is Merry Christmas to you. We're doing a Christmas picnic on the beach.
Because we haven't done a picnic in years.
We haven't done a picnic have we ever done a picnic?
We went to fucking Los Feliz around that stupid, it smelled like duck shit.
There was a lot of duck poo.
Oh, it's just duck shit in the air.
There was a
awful.
lot
It's
of
gross.
duck poo.
I'm
No,
like,
you're not wrong.
isn't this fun? I'm like, no, this is not fun. I hate this.
So anyways, that truly is a gift. Like Jeremy committing himself to a picnic, and also the fact that even if it was an iPhone photo on a tripod, taking a few cute little couples photos with me, that is a gift in itself. And so that was kind of like what I was operating under the impression of like what the day was going to be. And then it wasn't a picnic.
So speaking of picnics.
Okay, do you want me to like lead you through some questions? Yeah, here we go. Okay. So overall, who helped execute the rose setup? So Jeremy had 1,500 roses in if you go to any of the photos, you can see obviously there are an abundance of roses in the proposal setup. There was actually a Bachelor fan account that reposted the photos being like, hey, Bachelor, fucking take note. This is how you do a proposal.
Do they do proposals there on the show?
On The Bachelor?
Yeah.
That is the whole point of the show. But outside of that, yes. The answer
I thought
is
they
yes.
just like left them to their own accord and like they would just like maybe get engaged later?
No.
Oh, so you're going to marry somebody?
Yeah.
Woof.
Bachelor.
Wow.
Anyway, go ahead. 1,500 roses. And so walk through the execution.
Is it going back to LA having an abundance of options, but also not all of them being good? And in fact, most of them being very carbon copy.
Yeah, totally.
Instagram bullshit. If you look up beach picnic proposal company, you'll get an abundance of fucking options, like dozens, probably over 50, under 100 of companies who just put seats and picnics and flowers next to a pristine setting, and that's what they do. But every single one of these, once again, because dudes are so clueless sometimes.
Okay, but I just want to say, in their defense, they all look really pretty. They really do.
Sure.
But you had a vision.
What I didn't want.
And I'm so lucky.
But you know what I had a vision of? No bubble letters.
Yeah.
Illuminating, saying, will you marry me?
Yeah.
No sign that says.
We had a couple that actually walked down to their proposal, and she saw the sign, walked up to the picnic situation, saw the sign before she actually had the boyfriend on the knee.
60 feet away.
Yeah, that's really stressful.
And now, listen, let's I'll go to the planning and then I'll go to the problem that I found out later.
Okay.
So I was going through a half dozen different options to figure out which one, would do it. And there were several like picnic or proposal company options that, as far as I'm concerned, did a better job of capturing a more aesthetically pleasing look on their social media site.
Right.
But this one company, Blush and Ivy, I could tell whoever was doing them was talented.
Right.
And
like the actual execution of the setup.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. These other companies do a better job of putting a nice filter on their photos or whatever it is.
Like the product photography.
But this, whoever's doing this, I like their style. And so I DM'd this company. And I was like, okay, so here's what I want. I want a proposal setting. Specifically, I want a fuck ton of roses that creates a walkway, and I want little candles at the edge of them. And then I want a landing pit that my photographers can point at that is just a big old, how do I say this without making what looks like a big old, and I'm not kidding. Let me read this.
This was so strategic. Like this was literally the make or break of the entire thing because this could have gone terribly wrong.
Yep. So after I like chatted with them, like figured out, okay, got it. You're down to like basically your packages are great. The things that are on your website are great. The things on your Instagram are great. I want none of those. I want a little bit of a lot of them, but I want specifically what I want. And she was like, absolutely, yep, great, no problem. I go, okay, great. So I want a rose petal walkway with candles. I want no picnic setup. I go, just something cute covering the sand where I can get on one knee. We will not be eating. We will not be sitting. Just a proposal. And I was like, I want a bold red color scheme. And she's like, got it, great. And she goes, how about a large heart surrounded by lights in the sand and some of this? I go, I love that one so much. But my fear with the heart shape specifically is that it will make certain angles better or worse than others. And from the photographer's perspective, it could limit our options with sunset and lighting.
Totally. Also, that's what Kravis did. Kravis did that giant heart with a K and a T in it or whatever.
Right.
And I feel like I'm sure so many people are going to recreate the exact like Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian one.
But even then, I wanted a walkway.
Yeah.
I don't want like a lining or a heart, whatever. I wanted a walkway of roses. Right. And I go, a landing point that is surrounded by candles at the end is perfect. And the walkway surrounded by candles is exactly what I'm looking for. Although, and I quote, I am cognizant of the fact that a circle at the end of a walkway will look like we made a giant rose penis in the sand. And I go, although I do hope the photos make it into some magazines, I'd prefer it be for the right reasons. She goes, totally understand.
Oh my God.
Let me work on some ideas and I'll get back to you. And I go, sounds good.
So did she pitch you the diamond?
She pitched me the diamond.
Yeah. No, and they did a great job executing because if something goes awry with the diamond and it becomes a circle, that's just a giant rose penis.
Which is like walkway, circle.
Yeah, it's just a giant. And you know what's like sucks too is that like there's so many ways that could be really cute as like a lock, like the shape of like a lock, and like that could like if you went into that being like, oh, like the lock, the key to my heart, all of this, and you made it like that's just a penis.
I'm not kidding.
It's just a rose penis.
You know how many guys out there would be like, all right, we'll do a walkway and then like a big end at the bottom. It's but you just drew a giant dick in the sand.
Yeah. And you know how many guys just subconsciously just go through life like that?
All of us.
All of us.
All of us.
All of you. All of you.
Yeah. And like, obviously I don't know this woman. I don't know. Like, but I'm cognizant of the fact that we can make a giant dick in the sand. I was like waiting for her to be like, but instead she was like, totally get it.
Yeah.
Let's avoid the penis thing.
Yeah, let's not do a penis.
What I didn't realize and then I was like, okay, great, perfect. Let's send over the proposal. And she sends it back to me. And she was like, I think she said 15 dozen. I go, okay. What about more roses? And she's like, okay, great. Yeah. I was like, could you like get me back with some pricing on more? She's like, okay, got it. And she goes, okay, got it. For another 6 dozen, it'd be this. And I go, okay. What about more roses? Just like, okay, wait, was there a number you had in mind?
How many dozen is 1,500?
I think I just said, can you throw another 100 dozen on? Or I think I said, it's
125 dozen roses.
Right. Oh, actually, that probably makes sense. Because I was like, okay, what if we added another 100 dozen to that? I was like, is that even possible?
Yeah.
Because she was the last one that I booked, like I had locked in. Because got it. We have an Airbnb, locked. Ring, locked.
Photographer.
Ring, locked, photographer, locked. So she was the very last piece. And it's an important piece. It's huge. Because like, you could think it's like cherries, because you could just do the beach.
Totally.
But literally, like the first thing that John said was like, by the way, beach will be very flat.
Yeah.
He was like, I need some color. I was like, great, I could use some color.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, would it be possible to do another 100 dozen on top of what you already quoted
Oh
me.
my God.
And she goes, I'll talk to the florist. Got back the next day.
That florist is probably like, oh my God, Merry Christmas to me.
I did notice that the price didn't get any better for 100 dozen as opposed to 6, but that's all right. It's small business. That's all good. Point is, thrilled. But the only issue was when we got to the location.
So that was another one of the main questions. Like, did you run into any roadblocks / hurdles along the way?
Her name was Lauren fucking Riamaki. The whole thing, she was a roadblock.
The stairs were not my fault.
The one thing that was not your fault.
The stairs were not my fault.
We got there. And I Google Earth the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't tell from where it was perched how many steps would be from where our location was to the private entrance to this fucking beach.
Right.
Little did I know, it was 139 fucking steps. I'm not kidding. It was at least 5 flights of stairs.
It was like a lot of stairs. But you wouldn't hold the conversation going up those stairs because you were dying by the end of it.
So I'm not kidding. I got there and I'm like trying to like scope things out and plan without Lauren being like, what are you fucking doing?
No, but also like I was under the impression that we were just having a picnic and there might be complications because it was kind of far.
And I told you,
and also
someone's
I've
worked
with Picnic Collective before and like I know how much shit gets dragged onto the beach and like into my yard when they do the picnic setup. So it's like, I get it.
Yep.
Another one of the examples of the weekend where I was just like, do your thing. Do your thing.
And so I took a video of me starting at the top.
That was very nice of
and
you.
going through the whole journey.
Yeah.
The entire thing. And like, it took, I remember Instagram only lets you send 60-second DMs. Now I know. And so it was 2.5 of those. So it took me 2.5 minutes to go from the top with no roses in my hand all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, I totally understand if this is, I know how many fucking roses I
I'm
asked
thinking
for.
now, like how obviously inconvenient that is, but it's like if you had invested in 120, and obviously you still would have paid for it, but like if you had 125 dozens of roses like in your inventory, you're going to do it. You're going to commit to it.
I don't know when they pick them out. They might pick them the day of.
Yeah, that's true.
Point is,
Yeah.
I sent the video and I go, you probably should bring more hands. Let me know if I owe you more money. Like,
For the inconvenience.
This can't possibly be what you were thinking when you quoted me. And she's like, no worries, it'll be fine.
Oh,
and
they were so sweet.
The husband and wife showed up with their kids.
Yeah, with their kids.
And it was a family affair.
So cute.
It was adorable.
Oh my God. It was so cute. No, they
literally. Not sponsored. Once again,
not
Blush and I
sponsored.
on Instagram. I've posted them, but I mean, it is.
They were great. Also genius because like the actual execution, like, I don't know, I'm just like interested in like that kind of stuff. And like they had laid down kind of like a netting.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure made cleanup just so incredibly easy. You know what my biggest regret is of the entire day though, and I literally like could cry thinking about it, is that I didn't take a rose.
You didn't?
I didn't take a rose. And I literally want to cry thinking about it because it was just such an incredible moment. We had taken incredible photos with John and Joseph and we had, you know, like they were great and everything was so great and it was so perfect. And I didn't even think about it. It was also, we were also pretty chill. I was really cold by the end of it. Cause like the sun had set and we had taken our photos and the moment was past and I had a giant rock on my hand and I was obsessed and I was so excited to call my parents. And that is my biggest regret of the day. I'm so upset about it.
I could just get you in the rose and pretend like it was part of that collection.
Yeah. I might take one of the roses. We got congratulatory roses sent to us from friends and family, and I might take one of those ones.
1,500 and you couldn't keep one.
I know. Literally, I am so upset. I'm so upset. You have no idea. Also, like, I've been pressing flowers since I was fucking 14 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I am the first person to think of something to do with it. Like, put it in resin. Fucking like, there's so like, I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad. You have no idea.
I'll always remember too, going back to gaslighting Jeremy, as I like saw them setting up and I was like, oh, that's like looking down from like the house. I was like, well, that's not subtle.
One of the other questions too is that like while we were walking down the stairs, like was it awkward being like obviously being able to see that is very much not a picnic.
You couldn't see the whole thing, that you could see part of it while we walked down.
And also, like, I think one of the biggest questions too is that like, did I know if it was happening or not? So like, obviously there were like a few context like cues during the day where I was like, there's a possibility that this could be happening. But because the weekend was so precisely planned and so incredible, and like whether it was a proposal or not, you had gone out of your way to plan this incredible picnic and just like plan the entire weekend regardless of, again, whether it was a proposal or not. I was like, I'm going to just be so happy no matter what the outcome of this is. Obviously, like this would be incredible if it was a proposal because, again, there were some context clues. But like, I wasn't sure. I truly wasn't sure because there's no world where you want to go into something being like, oh, this is for sure happening and then be let down. But then you had gone through the effort of planning like this incredible like Christmas picnic with like a photographer. You know what I mean? Like imagine it was just a regular picnic and we were just like taking photos and like having like champagne and like little appies on the beach. Like that's fucking adorable. That's my dream. That's my literal dream. Maybe we'll do that for our honeymoon. Like who knows?
That's why I made the layup. I said, she really liked this.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this. But
100%. So like there's no world where I was 100% committed to the idea that this was a proposal was for sure happening because I would never want to ruin the effort that you had put into that weekend, regardless if a proposal was happening or not.
Because then it would have been like, oh, you're a brat for thinking like,
exactly. And imagine you had gone through that whole weekend planning this incredible picnic and I had been like deflated by the idea. You know what I mean? Like that would be heartbreaking.
Oh, it's just
imagine
a picnic.
I was like sulking that it was just a picnic. That I would fucking punch me in the face. That'd be horrible. That'd be absolutely horrible. So the answer is no. I was definitely not sure that it was happening. And I feel like we were going down the stairs though, and I started crying and I was like, it's not a picnic.
Yeah. Not a big
But still, honestly, even like walking down the stairs and seeing like the giant thing of roses, like there was still a small part of me that's like, oh, if that's not for me, I need to be able to like play this fucking cool.
And I'm not kidding. Like it was such a fucking obvious like X marks the spot.
Yeah, of roses.
I go, you'll never guess this. There's someone that's got a fucking drone outside our house right now that's doing video of our little picnic setup. Isn't that adorable? And you're like, really? I was like, yeah, isn't that weird? Because it was so fucking obvious. I'm like,
exactly.
let me just double down on the fact that there's a drone in the sky.
No, but like that's what you have to do to like make that like
you
less
look
uncomfortable.
Your partner in the eye and you lie to them.
You lie.
You lie to their soul.
You lie.
And if they say otherwise, you tell them you're fucking crazy. I would never do that.
Oh my God. But yeah, there was still a part of me, again, walking down the stairs towards the giant bed of roses. I was like, this might not be for me. So I need to prepare myself to have to walk past the roses to our picnic setup 20 feet down the beach.
Can you imagine? It was just like 2 bean bags and a tripod.
I was mentally preparing myself for that option though. I really was.
And we have a picnic next to somebody else getting proposed to.
You know what?
It was funny. I should have done that. I should have taken you over there and been like, I don't know what that's for.
That's crazy.
Sat down and been like,
wow. That could be us one day. Imagine one of the cutest parts of like that was totally unrelated and like very much not planned was that a dog lost his ball in like the roses and the candle on the side. And so he was kind of like circling and he was so fucking cute. And the owners were just like, I'm so sorry. Can you just please throw him his ball?
Can we get Buster's ball?
So cute.
It was adorable.
It's my dream. It's my dream. Because I know a lot of people were, oh my God, my eye is switching. I'm having the champagne twitchies. The champagne twitchies are in full effect right now. Can you see this eye?
Am I getting engaged to someone this weird? Hold on.
Yes. What do you mean? We've been there for 4 years. Yes, you know that.
You do twitch a little bit.
I'm going to power through the champagne twitchies. A lot of questions why Moose and Diggy were not involved in the proposal.
Trust me. I thought through 1,000 different avenues to get him there.
The chaos that would have ensued though, having both dogs. When I tell you that when Moose gets to a beach, he physically and audibly screams at the top of his lungs in excitement. Moose, although hates the water,
if we can find
loves
it, we'll give you actually a video clip here.
The beach.
Who's all excited, baby?
So much that he cannot contain himself.
He screeches.
He screeches.
The amount of times that we've ruined somebody else's day by bringing him to the beach. Like,
oh my God. Even when we get within a mile of the beach in the car, he's out the window screaming.
Generally speaking, well-behaved. Next to a beach.
He can't contain himself.
And I was like, between that, I don't even know how Diggy is at our beach.
Diggy's never been to a beach before.
No idea.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't. I thought about it 1,000 ways.
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Besides the fact that the Airbnb would have for sure just like fined me forever and I would have never been able to like book anything again.
That too.
I was like, I can't. The entrance is private. They have to go through the house.
Yep.
I don't know what to do.
Yep.
Trust me, I was disappointed as well. Hindsight being 2020. Glad that we saw him when we got back.
You know
By
what?
the way, I had to find 2 separate babysitters to stay at our house.
Yeah.
Because Diggy still is missing a Bordetella shot. God.
No, that was.
When I tell you the amount of
An unexpected wrench in the plans.
The amount of problems within my problems that I had to solve.
Where was the ring on, like at the Airbnb? Where was the ring?
God. So Lauren decides to be fucking helpful. And
Okay. I would like to defend myself here. So we were unpacking the car.
Lauren has moved luggage like 2 times
And
in
I
a
went to go
relationship.
get the rest of my shit from the back seat, which is like very normal. Very normal.
And I'd hid a cooler with a bunch of fucking liquor. By the way, my frunk, to answer your question, was where there were 8 bottles of Vouv.
Is that where the ring was?
In the ring.
The ring was in the front.
Oh, I was waiting for
but
whatever reason.
The front you can only open from your phone, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
But you have access to my phone. Or you have access to my Tesla on your phone.
Right. But you know I would never think to do that.
No, but you would fat finger it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Frunk opens.
And I'm like, and the ring's actually less inconspicuous than fucking 8 bottles of bright yellow Vouv.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So I made a TikTok the day that I was like, there are a few context clues here, but like possibly like this could be great content in case there is an engagement happening, but also could be great content if there was an engagement happening. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna shoot this video anyways. And so it was like, is this happening or am I getting engaged? Is this happening or am I getting engaged? And one of the context clues was that Jeremy had brought a cooler of White Claw and beers.
That you were never supposed to see. You were never supposed to see that.
But it's a giant Yeti cooler. How would I not see that?
Did you notice I was wedged in the back of the trunk in the back left?
I guess.
And there were suitcases in front of it?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. But I just feel like we didn't really have that much stuff. So like it was like pretty.
Well, it was out of the back seat.
Right.
Those were my options.
Yeah.
And you decided to hop on back out there and make a second trip.
Well, you know what? I've learned my lesson and I will never be helpful again. Don't worry.
No, I want you to be helpful always now.
But there was a Yeti cooler full of beverages and Jeremy's not really a White Claw drinker. But I will say when we go to even like hotels, sometimes that have a really nice like room, we typically invite friends over for one of the nights that we're staying to just have a game night or something. So I was like, this is definitely not a telltale sign, but like it could be. And then also when the car was already packed before we were like kind of ready to go, I was like, oh, that's a little sus. Like this is not usually a thing. And I saw that there was a suit bag. And I was like, oh, you know what though? We've got, like he told me to pack for 2 nice events, dinners, restaurants, whatever it might be. So like this, you know, not a telltale sign, but could make sense.
But could be.
And then I think the only 2 actual things that I feel like you were like, oh, fuck, is that on the first night.
In 3 months of planning and execution, I had 2 moments of weakness.
2 moments, which honestly, incredible. Truly incredible. So first, I was getting champagne glasses for the first night when we were just making. We made like a little surf and turf dinner and it was really cute. And I got 2 glasses of champagne. And Jeremy goes,
how many champagne glasses do we have?
and like, I was like, 2?
Why would I ask that question? Why would I?
And so me being like, okay, asking why there's like how many champagne glasses there are, plus there being a bunch of White Claw that Jeremy doesn't really drink I was like, it feels like the vibe, if I were to make an educated guess, of potentially people coming over tonight, but also maybe just for games. I don't know. I have no idea. But like this feels like the vibe of like maybe people are coming at some point.
I fucked up. That was stupid. That was dumb. That was a moment of weakness.
Not a full dead giveaway though. But like, not even close.
I asked a question that I could have just got my ass up and gone and looked. 1. But also 2, there's no good, it doesn't go with the narrative.
Right. It doesn't quite go with the narrative.
There's 1.
And then the other one was that when I went back to go do a second trip to get more of our shit out of the back seat, Jeremy like in a really panicked voice. And like, literally, I've heard Jeremy panic. I don't even know if I've ever heard you panic. I can't even think of a single time.
When Lauren says that she doesn't know what it's like to be without anxiety.
In that moment.
Me. Like, I don't worry about things that might happen until they've happened.
Until they've happened.
And so when I heard her rustling around in the fucking car, unsupervised. Lauren? Literally,
I was just like,
what are you doing?
Like, Lauren. It was like if you had lost me, and I was like, oh, I'm just like getting the last of our shit.
Okay. Okay.
And because it's so out of character to hear any kind of panic in Jeremy's voice, like even when there's been an earthquake and I'm being a dumbass and sitting on the couch and like not getting under the table or in a doorway or whatever, like
it's like the chicken that looks into the sky and just starts collecting water in their mouth when it's raining.
Right. Or what was the thing that Trump did when he looked right at the solar eclipse, the whatever eclipse or something?
Yeah,
So, whatever. Like I'm just stupid like that. And I've never heard Jeremy panic about like even like actual like real potential catastrophes. But when I heard panic in your voice, I was like, oh, that's not a character.
Well, like, I mean, I was definitely like hiding things in plain sight. Like, as opposed to like trying to like put under a blanket or something.
Totally,
It was
yeah.
like, let me just put things
like the bag of the suit.
right.
Right.
Right. Like,
Right.
yeah, like don't hide that. Just like it's right there. It's a
Yeah.
suit bag.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Those
for
are my
sure.
2 moments of weakness.
Those are the 2 moments. Not even weakness, but just like where
I find them very
weak.
so helpable. Also, fuck everybody. I'm not gonna bring any White Claw. You don't get to drink any. Fine. If I had run it back, that's what I would have done. You could drink champagne.
You ever just brought beer and champagne, no White Claw?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I had to be a good
realistically,
party
the White Claw is
host.
for Cal.
Yeah.
It's for specifically Cal. That's the only person who drinks White
Done.
Claw in our friend group.
Fucking being thoughtful. You're welcome, Cal.
Oh, the next question is, show us the spiraling text you sent to Mia and Asian Girl Squad. So fun fact, because Remy had ratted me out to Jeremy that I was spiraling.
All your friends ratted you out.
Everyone ratted me out.
There's no loyalty to you.
No loyalty.
None.
I didn't text a single bitch in Asian Girl Squad. Not a single person. I went to Instagram and I put myself in vanish mode and I was frantically spiraling and DMing my friend Danny in Toronto, who also fucking knew. She also knew. But I literally went to Instagram and to vanish mode and I was like, today has proposal vibes potentially, but I'm not really sure. And so I walked her through everything and she was incredible. Lied to me like a everyone. Liars. All of them. All my friends and family.
I'm handing out Oscars.
Handed out Oscars, truly. But I literally didn't text a single one of them because I knew that even if there was like the scent of suspicion and it was or not happening, that they would rat me out.
It's true.
And so I didn't text anyone.
In vanish mode.
In fucking vanish mode. In vanish mode.
I don't even know what that does.
It's gone.
It just disappears?
It just disappears. You're in vanish mode. You can message back and forth. And then when you go out of vanish mode, it's gone. Yeah.
Dick pic central.
I'm sure that's how hoes be cheating is in vanish mode.
Damn, that's a good, I'm going to write that down.
Yeah. And here I am spiraling about my engagement, my possible engagement in
There you
vanish
go.
mode. 2 types of people. Were you nervous?
No. What's funny is that everyone was like, are you nervous? I'm like, no. I wish it would happen right now. I
Right.
wish,
Right.
I'm-
Just the logistics are in place. Everything's a go. Let's just
once
do it.
everything's done, it's like, let's fucking get it going. But it was like, I felt like it was it's almost like I had to direct the movie.
Yeah.
And then the last moment is when I get to like, then it's when I'm like, okay, now you have to play your role. You have to act in your movie. But it was like, by the time, like, I already played this thing out. And I, for the most part, had a plan for if shit went awry every step of the way.
Right.
So I was like, listen, the worst thing that could happen is you allow me to call my audible.
What was the audible?
Every step of the way was like, okay, if this, then this. There was like
Right.
two outfits, have 2 days, have 2 photographers, it was all just have another option. Like never let one step of the way be a roadblock.
Right. Be the only option.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn, I'm fucking lucky. What people want to know if I cried, and I
Kinda.
did, because I was like, it's not a big dick.
Yeah.
And it started happening, but then I was like, I don't want to ruin the moment with an ugly cry face.
Yeah. And I'd had like a guide in my head of what I wanted to hit speaking wise.
When you said,
Yeah.
you proposed.
But I decided I actually improv the whole thing instead, which I'm glad. Not that you remember a single word.
So that was the other question, is that like, what did you say when you proposed? And
What did I say, Lauren?
when I tell you that so many people told me that they blacked out during their proposal. So like, be ready, because like you really need to focus, 'cause you're going to black out. And in that moment, I was half listening, but half so focused on the fact that people had told me I was going to black out. So I was so focused on not blacking out that I was only half listening.
So instead, you just had like Peanuts teacher, like, nah, blah, blah, blah. I said, I think your dogs are cute. I think that ass is nice. I think your family's cool. I'm like trying to kick it with you forever.
Will you marry me? Amen.
Bro.
No, I remember the gist of it, but I really was so overcome with one emotion and just like shocked that it was actually happening. And also like the focus on the fact that everyone told me I was going to black out, so don't black out. And then obviously what happens? You black out.
Weird. Everyone's advice was correct. And even knowing that going in didn't help any of it.
No.
Great.
Yeah. No. But also, like, I think about some of the proposals that I've seen that where the person has been mic'd when he proposes. And I hate that. I hate that idea.
Gross.
This is what I'm saying. I hate that idea. So, like,
This is a one-time only performance.
Yeah.
You can see the stills.
Exactly.
That's it.
And the photos are truly, truly perfect. A lot of questions about was I mad that I wasn't wearing shoes, because WikiFeet, I'm sure, is now having an absolute heyday. So I actually got really lucky because there was the possibility of me wearing Uggs down the stairs to the roses, because in the event that we were having a picnic and taking photos at the picnic, I brought these really cute like stilettos that had like these like wraps that had crystals on them.
I saw those shoes and I go, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, no. Those would have sunk right into the sand. They were stilettos.
So why don't you just bring those down with you and then like put them on later?
And so Jeremy put them in a little bag, and I was like, you know what? It's like, I'll just go down in bare feet. Like, it's totally fine.
Which, by the way, was wonderful because
Thank God.
I need an excuse to get a bag because my pants were so fucking tight. You could already see my thick ass and my dick. So I was like, I can't put a ring box in here.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
And
I was literally thinking that.
White Flash, I love you, but the ring box is Texas size.
Is very large.
It was Texas size.
Very large.
So I'm like, I can't. There's no world. I don't have a place. So I was like, I got to bring a bag.
So the bag had my shoes.
It had a bottle of champagne we were never going to drink.
Right.
It had the ring. And your shoes.
And my shoes that never went on. And I'm just really lucky that I decided to not wear these.
I would never have loved them.
These slippers.
Which did come with us.
These slippers that were at the Airbnb that I was like, well, maybe I should just wear these down to the sand and I'll swap out. And I was like, you know what? It's like, whatever, it's stairs. Like, I'll just go bare feet. Thank God.
Oh, that was never going to happen.
Thank God. You would have deterred this, right? You would have, yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank God.
I would have said, it's all off. We're doing it in January.
Yeah, thank God. Where did the photographer hide? They were in the bushes,
plain sight.
right? They were like kind of in the bushes?
We walked past them. You didn't see them.
I had no idea.
Well, they were like over I mean, this fucking Airbnb was gorgeous.
It's stunning.
Gorgeous. By the way, that Airbnb was a little more expensive than I anticipated. I mean, just,
Hey, the investment of love. Mm-hmm. The investment of love.
Like the Airbnb is more than I think a lot of our engagement rings cost, but that's okay. It's fine.
I'm paying for the wedding, so it's fine.
News to me, amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
It's perfect.
The point is, but like the steps down to the private Malibu beach, of course, were certainly more than I would have signed up for willingly.
Right.
But it was great.
Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect.
I'm not gonna my Aura ring the week after, or congratulated me for.
They're like,
hey, by the way, your number of flights of stairs
you're really crushing
that you've climbed the last couple of days
job.
is up 94% than what it usually is. And I'm like, no shit.
She's been walking up and down stairs all day. We got so lucky. And again, I'm sure that this was planned, but the first night that we were there was just like cloudy and poopy and gray. And the next night was truly fucking perfect. Like there were like birds flying through the skies as if
Dolphins
they were paid
swimming.
actors, literally dolphins diving through the waters. Like it was insane.
Those are Union Dolphins too.
You know what? I must have done something nice in the world because the karma that I put out gave me this, gave me you.
That's
So nice.
fake nice, but I'll appreciate it.
Okay, we're moving into the post-proposal / wedding planning section of the questions. So a lot of questions about when and where will the wedding be?
We didn't even get off the fucking beach before someone was like, so when's the wedding? And I'm like, ma'am.
Oh my God, yeah, I know.
My part's done. I'm old. By the way, you're going to hear me say this 1,000 times. I'm done planning.
I love this though. This is great.
Don't ask me
This
what
is
I
great.
have, what I'm eating for breakfast tomorrow.
No, this is perfect.
Not interested in letting you know because I don't know. I'm done.
This feels quite harmonious to me.
I made a movie with the proposal
Truly.
so that I could go, my
Yes.
part's done.
Yes.
You know what I want to do for the wedding? Whatever
Be
you
there.
want to do.
And
when are we doing
I
it?
love that.
When Lauren wants. How are we doing it? However Lauren wants.
So I do have bad news for you, but maybe great news. It's great news for me. Is that Ollie has really gotten on board with the idea for the engagement party that we should commission out the human claw machine that they had at VidCon for the human claw machine squishmallow thing for the engagement party. And so I know that you're just kind of like going with the flow
When's
for this
the
whole
maybe
thing.
good news?
We just okay, so we'll circle back on that. So we're having an LA wedding. We're not doing destination. We're not doing Chicago. We're not doing Toronto.
Pause. until we have a venue and a date booked, it's just fallacy. We don't know.
For wedding?
By the way, I think we're doing it in LA.
We're doing an LA wedding for sure.
Do you have a venue?
What?
Do you have a venue?
Got a few bookmarked.
Great. Until it's booked, I don't want to hear it.
We just have such small families between the two of us that like
10 people.
Literally, like if everyone from our families come, it's about 10 people.
Great.
And that is so like not relatable to so many people.
Right.
But
well, when like half your family is adopted and your family's from the other side of the world.
Just small.
Yeah.
That's kind of where you land.
Helpful.
But yeah, I think that we are kind of same page on wedding between like 80 and 100.
No. Same page.
Same page.
Whatever page you're on, I'm on that page.
Same page. This is so great.
Tell me how much it is. Like how many people?
What, like 80 to 100?
80, 100 people?
Yeah.
In where?
LA?
Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
great.
perfect.
Are you
That's
wearing,
perfect.
you're wearing white?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
It's great.
This is so exciting.
Lauren Lewis, here we come.
The dogs at the wedding?
Of course.
Of course. I've seen a handful of different TikToks where there are services now where they're just like professional dog sitters and they come to the wedding with the dogs.
100%.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Diggy looks so good in a tux.
Bubby's gonna look so good with a little ring on his back, trotting towards the front.
I don't know if we should trust him for that job.
I don't know if we should either, but it's gonna be adorable.
It's
gonna be adorable.
Whatever we decide.
There was like a small period in time where like I kind of thought that maybe it would be best to just do something small that was just like family and close friends like on night one and then
Actually, pause. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So our parents were in town, which would have normally been the podcast.
That would have been a whole ass episode.
Which went fine. Great.
Yeah.
The overarching theme of the week was, why don't you guys just go get eloped next week
Literally,
at the
our
courthouse?
moms just pressuring us to go get eloped at the courthouse.
Now,
That was the curveball that I
expected this from Gail. I did.
Oh,
I
from
did.
Gail, yeah, for
I
sure.
did.
She wants out of wedlock grandkids.
Yeah. So like now it's like, I'll just get married tomorrow and get my kids.
Yeah.
Donna joining in.
That is wild.
Curveball.
That was unexpected.
Didn't see it coming.
Did not see it coming.
When both sets of parents are like, "What? Let us know when it's done."
Yeah.
What?
What?
I grew up in your house for how many years?
Uh-huh.
And your rhetoric was what it was.
Yeah.
And now that it just, oh, you guys seem stable and everything's fine. Why don't you just go get eloped?
Donna, well, that's just not a bad idea.
I think you guys should seriously consider this. Who the fuck are you? What? Really? You want us to let you know when the wedding's been done?
Wild.
When a legal ceremony has concluded?
I also want to put a little PSA out there.
We're not even asking them. It's not like we asked them to pay for it. And they're like, oh, we don't want to do that. It's like, by the way, we've got a couple options in the air. And like, why don't you just go with like the next to free one and just like call it a day? What?
They really bonded over that.
They loved that option.
I did want to put out a little PSA that, so I think we're thinking engagement party like in March because I've got family visiting. Mm-hmm.
Because you have family visiting.
Yes, exactly. But I would love to hear from any of you, any like unique and fun engagement parties / just like party things in general. I would say the most common responses so far that I've gathered via Instagram are tattoo artists. That's like been a thing that's happening. Like Dog People or Dog Park did that. Tiff did that for her engagement party, like having a tattoo artist there.
I feel pretty strongly on not having a tattoo artist.
That's not for us, I don't think.
No.
Although I do love tattoos. I think if there was a tattoo artist at a party that Gail was also attending would not be the move.
It's not for our engagement party.
It's not for our engagement party. But like aura readings, I had a shocking amount of people that said that they had been to parties that had mashed potato bars. You heard that correctly. Mashed potato bars.
And by the way, on its face, I'm not disinterested.
I love mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Half a bottle of champagne in, I love mashed potato.
But I love them always. It's just not the vibe I was thinking.
Permanent bracelets, which can also be really expensive though. So basically they weld, like it's just like a small gold or silver chain and they like weld it onto like they connect the end. So it's like permanent jewelry. You could literally take like
And how much do our guests pay for this?
Yeah, exactly. It can be quite expensive if you use good quality jewelry.
Yeah, I fucking bet. And if it's permanent.
A tarot card reader,
Sure.
a adult jump and bounce house.
Okay.
A cookie dough bar, which I do love the idea.
Love
I'm
that
gonna really
idea.
circle back. I wrote
Salmonella
that
for
one down.
everybody.
Yeah, salmonella for everyone. A caricature person.
Love that idea.
Love caricatures.
Love an illustrator.
Yeah. So, anyways, lots of good ideas. But if there's anything specifically that you enjoyed at a party recently or an engagement party, please let us know because I am open for suggestions and ideas and inspiration.
Yeah. I love that.
Will dogs be at the wedding? Yes, of course they will. We'll be hiring someone.
Stupid question.
Will
Of
kids be
course.
at the wedding?
No.
No.
If you have a kid and you can't get a babysitter,
Do we even have friends that have kids?
will we ever?
Like, I feel like there's like maybe one or two couples that have kids right now.
I don't love your kid.
I don't love your kid.
Don't ask me to watch your kid. I'm not interested.
We actually don't have like a single set of friends that have a kid that we're close with though too. You know what I mean?
Like the kid or them?
Both.
Sorry, Jake Udell.
No, but we don't really like know Leo like that.
Both. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't have a bond with anyone's child.
Right. Exactly.
Mostly because I've made it pretty clear to everybody that I'm not interested in getting a bond with their child.
I love this question. Did you spiral after the proposal? Thinking back to the time that you spiraled pre-proposal.
Lauren stays spiraling.
I stay spiraling.
It's like a perpetual spiral.
It's exhausting being in a perpetual spiral.
Like she only stops spiraling when she like gets distracted by her sparkly ring and just goes. And then it goes right back to spiraling.
And then I'm back to spiraling, but at least I have a really nice ring to look at in between spirals. It's so nice.
It's like a ooh.
Were there backup ideas for proposal?
I mean,
Like, what other ideas did you entertain?
what do you mean? Like location
for
stuff?
like locations or general themes?
I wanted to do beach. Well, it was like we're in LA.
Yeah.
And it's December-ish. It was like there really is only so many spots that like the sunset
Yeah,
and golden hour aren't going to be surrounded by tourists.
100%.
And so, that's kind of difficult actually. That's why I go to a private residence and a private entrance to a beach that was going to be more or less contained as far as how many people could possibly be there.
It's also, so like, I think this is, I mean, at least California, but like there's no part of the beach that's like actually private. But
the
you can have
entrance to that
private
beach,
entrances.
right, so the entrance to the beach is private, but like if you start walking from San Diego, you can
Right.
go all the way to San Francisco and nobody can stop you.
Right.
So it's like you have to find a very inconvenient entrance for everybody else.
That house was crazy.
Nuts.
That house was genuinely crazy.
Nuts. It was like, how do I find, but like, once again, how do I find the path of least resistance for us and most resistance for all the things I don't want?
Well, that was perfect because we had that one dog who lost his poor little ball.
Which we were able to get
We
his ball
had
back.
like one weird goth couple that kind of like walked a little close.
Yeah.
then
Like
other
closer
than-
than one would think.
For sure. Like a little too close that I was like, are you,
You guys,
in the photos?
did you guys do this? Yes.
Yeah. We're standing in it.
We're doing it
standing
right
in
now,
it.
actually.
Yeah. Love a goth couple that beach walks.
Love
though.
it.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that was great.
Love it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then other
Keep
than
us
that, like
guessing.
it was so incredibly private.
Yeah.
And then we had the sweetest, nicest lady.
Richest.
Richest.
Just dripping
Just
in wealth.
dripping in wealth.
Dripping.
Literally.
She had more Montclair on her body
Yes.
than I knew existed.
And so she said that she was crying from her balcony, beachfront property, watching the proposal happening. And she took the cutest candid video though. Oh my God. Like she did not have to do this. And she came down and she sent us the video and airdropped it.
We
and-
mentioned how beautiful the area was, and she goes, "Oh, I love it when I'm here."
I know. I was like, wait a fucking, like just drop the fact that you have multiple properties and this is like your vacation
Yes, of course,
home.
this is one of them. And I was like, God, I am poor. Destitute. Here I am.
She was so nice though.
So
She was
sweet.
like, I teared up. She's like, these are my dogs. We watched from the balcony. And she
Very
sent
cute
us,
dogs.
and then she sent us the video and it was so cute.
It was adorable. It was adorable.
It was
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
It was so cute. Oh my God. Okay. And the last question is kind of just like around like how much wedding content we're going to be walking through.
I'm glad you asked. The wedding's going to be expensive as fuck, so we're going to make plenty of content.
No, it's not going to be crazy.
Lauren, you don't know. You have no idea. You haven't seen a
I know,
fucking
I'm
proposal.
really nervous.
You haven't seen a proposal.
I'm really nervous.
I honestly,
This is a great time, honestly, though, to put out a little PSA if you have some kind of vendor service that integrates well with weddings, please, please, please reach out, because I am more than happy to work with small businesses, and I'm about to connect with some planners.
That's one of the things I'm most proud about. All of the options that I went with,
Yeah.
all of them were small.
I love that.
There wasn't any enterprise. I mean,
Right.
White Flash would have been the biggest, but like I never heard of that name until I dove into.
It's not like Blue Nile.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I never received an ad for them or this or that, whatever. It was like finding smaller shops that I could talk to somebody was
Right.
key.
Right. But yeah, if you have any kind of recommendations or personal business yourself, please let us know, because we are more than happy to.
Or if you own a multinational hotel that's a massive corporation as well, that's totally fine.
Right, that has an incredible ballroom that you would like to
Great.
rent to us at a discounted rate. That would
or
also be
free,
amazing.
it's fine. No, like it's funny because like I think there's something to be said about like we have like an air like of like sharing, but also privacy. But because this is such like a so wildly out there, fun, only once in a lifetime thing. Although there's certain parts that like will just be for us, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I've
Like,
literally posted so many just like polls on Instagram being
Right.
like, what do you think about this?
But like I've done like some of this stuff before.
Yeah, totally.
And I feel like I couldn't like I know what I know, which is not much. And it's like this is going to be a journey that'll last year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and a half. Yeah, a lot of questions about it, like engagement length too. I'm thinking about a year and a half.
You know when how long it's going to be until people go a venue.
Right, exactly.
By the way, if the dream venue comes up in fall of this year, I'm gonna say no.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know. I really don't have like a set time frame on when I would hope things to happen. Like I've just kind of set things at like a year to a year and a half, because I feel like that's like what people
reality.
Yeah, have just been like, oh, you need 6 to 8 months for your dress fitting. You need to book the venue, and things are already so backed up. Da 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 da. So, anyways, I'm focused on getting a solid engagement party planned.
Okay.
Because family's in town for a specific date in March that I'm trying to hit. So that's my first line of business.
And my first line of business is agreeing. It's a great idea.
This is going to be a harmonious marriage.
Babe, ask me which option I like. Which one do you like?
Do you like left or right?
Left. Wait, hold on. Which one do you like?
Which one do you like?
I'm in between two.
I like this one.
Yes, that one.
Oh, perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
It's not that I don't care. It's just like I trust your choices. And if anything is that fucking off, I'll let you know.
But also like, I just feel like I know that there's certain decisions of like, if there are 2 lavender napkins, like you probably don't really want to waste a breath on telling me which lavender napkin you like better.
Yeah, the
and I
cobalt
know
one.
that.
You know I don't see colors that well.
not
Although I say that, but if you look behind Lauren,
I know. It looks incredible. It looks so good.
I will say we've got a lot of things planned for this podcast
We really do.
and some other stuff coming up. And so I'm fucking excited for this year. And I love you. I love you more. I love you most. I love our pups. I love our life. Love life we're gonna make together.
So cheesy.
That was part of the vows that you don't remember.
So cheesy.
Part of the vows you don't remember.
No, I do remember that.
Proposal.
I remember the key pillars of the
You're
proposal.
using my word again now. Pillars.
Did you say pillars?
I did. There was some fundamental pillars I wanted to hit along the way.
Yeah.
That ass. Dem
Dem
dogs.
pups.
That family. Is there anything else you want to say on the spot?
No.
This is going to be such a romantic-esque pod from now on.
Yeah, I know. Except for not really.
Please.
Because we already have our next episode and it's already a little dramatic.
True. Please comment, share, DM all the things. We know nothing.
Nothing. I know literally nothing. I think I said this in the vlog, but I feel like I've fantasized so many times about like what my engagement would look like, but things always stopped at the engagement. Like I never thought about like kind of like what my wedding would look like, or like the color scheme, or what my engagement party would look like, or like
periwinkle.
I don't know.
Moss.
There's naming colors at this
Cobalt.
point. But
Aquamarine.
Like, my fantasies kind of stopped at the engagement.
Maroon.
And so now I'm just kind of like, what the fuck do we do now? The fuck do we do now?
Listen.
So anyway, I'm balls deep in Pinterest right now.
That's my future Mrs. Jeremy Lewis. Balls deep in Pinterest. Just like mom always wanted. With that, Latvia, I can't thank you enough for your support.
It's been a time.
2023. We're just getting started.
I know.
Fuck yeah. I love you. We'll see you all next week.
Love me or love?
I love you. We'll see all of you who I also love next week.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Bye.